You see, the greatest prison most people live in is not made of bars or walls. It is built from the beliefs they inherited, the doubts they nurtured, and the fears they fed. But I tell you now, those chains can be broken, and the key is belief. Belief is the starting point of all riches. Belief is the foundation of all meaningful achievement. Without belief, effort lacks direction and ambition crumbles under pressure. It is the internal spark that transforms vision into reality. Every great accomplishment in history began not with resources, talent, or luck, but with someone who first dared to believe it was possible. Belief shapes our thoughts, and our thoughts determine our actions. When we believe in a goal, we become emotionally invested, mentally focused, and spiritually aligned with its fulfillment. It is not enough to wish for success or hope for a better future. Belief demands that we see it as attainable, that we feel it as real even before it materializes. Belief energizes effort. When a person believes they can achieve something, they approach their work with purpose and persistence. Challenges that might stop a doubter become temporary hurdles to the believer. They keep moving forward not because the path is easy, but because they trust that the result is worth the struggle. Conversely, when belief is absent, even small obstacles seem insurmountable. People quit not because they are incapable, but because they have already surrendered in their minds. Our subconscious mind operates on belief. It acts on the instructions we give it through repeated thoughts and affirmations. If we continually tell ourselves we can't, we program our minds for failure. But if we affirm that we can and must succeed, we activate creativity, resilience, and strength we didn't know we had. That is the power of belief. In essence, belief is the seed of achievement. Every success begins with a single thought. I believe I can. From that thought grows confidence, determination, and ultimately, reality. To change your life, you must first change what you believe is possible. Everything else follows from there. True belief is more than just an idea or a wish. It's a deep conviction that drives consistent, purposeful action. Many people say they believe in their dreams, but their actions do not reflect that belief. They hesitate, procrastinate, or abandon their goals at the first sign of resistance. Real belief, the kind that transforms lives, doesn't stop when things get tough. It moves forward with resolve even when the outcome is uncertain. This kind of belief is not based on external evidence or guarantees. In fact, it often shows up strongest when there is no evidence at all. Only the vision in your mind and the determination in your heart. It's a choice to trust in the unseen, to walk a path that others may not understand, and to keep going when the world tells you to turn back. When you truly believe in something, you don't wait for perfect conditions. You act. You persist. You keep showing up, because your belief tells you the result is already on its way. Belief in action is what separates dreamers from doers. It is easy to speak about goals, to imagine success, or to read motivational quotes, but the person who believes with conviction turns thoughts into strategies and strategies into action. They do the work, they stay focused, and they remain resilient through failure. They understand that belief is a muscle. It grows stronger the more it is used. The world rewards those who act with faith in their vision, not because they are lucky, but because they've learned that belief must be proven through effort. If you say you believe in your future, then live like it. Let your daily decisions reflect that belief. Talk less about what you want and show more of what you're willing to do to achieve it. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess, and how you use it determines the direction of your life. Every thought you entertain shapes your attitude, influences your behavior, and ultimately affects your outcomes. If your thoughts are filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, your actions will mirror those limitations. But if your mind is trained to think in terms of possibility, opportunity, and growth, then your life will begin to reflect those same qualities. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It acts on what it is repeatedly told. That is why it is critical to guard your thoughts and deliberately direct them toward what you desire. The greatest achievers in history understood that success begins internally. They developed mental discipline and used their imagination as a tool for creation rather than fear. They visualized their goals clearly and consistently, imprinting them onto their subconscious until their mind began to work in harmony with their desires. This is not fantasy. It is a powerful mental habit that aligns your thinking with your intentions. When your mind is focused and positive, you notice opportunities, generate better ideas, and recover from setbacks faster. You must become the master of your own thoughts. If you do not direct them, the world will do it for you through distractions, negativity, and the opinions of others. But when you decide to train your mind, you begin to think independently. You learn to reject what doesn't serve your growth and embrace what strengthens your vision. Every day, your mind can either work for you or against you. The choice is yours. Feed it with belief, challenge it to grow, and it will become your greatest ally in turning dreams into reality. Throughout history, every major breakthrough, invention, or movement began with someone who chose to believe in an idea before it was accepted by the world. These individuals didn't wait for approval or proof. They acted on vision, guided by unwavering belief. The Wright brothers believed human flight was possible even when science said it wasn't. Thomas Edison believed in the electric light long before he saw it work. Andrew Carnegie believed in building an industrial empire during a time when such ambition seemed far-fetched. These were not merely lucky men. They were believers who acted relentlessly in the face of skepticism, failure, and adversity. The world is often changed not by those who follow the rules, but by those who dare to challenge the limits of what is considered possible. Belief gave them the courage to stand alone, the strength to persist, and the clarity to stay focused on their mission. They failed repeatedly, but belief kept them going. They were not geniuses in the traditional sense. They simply had the courage to trust their vision long enough to see it through. This pattern holds true in every field: science, business, art, and leadership. The names we remember are not just those who had talent, but those who had the belief to use it without waiting for validation. They were visionaries because they trained their minds to see what others could not yet see. They saw opportunity in problems and possibility in doubt. And through their belief, they gave others permission to believe too. When you believe in your dream, you step into the same lineage of thinkers and doers who shaped the world. You don't need everyone to understand your path. Only the belief to walk it with conviction. History favors those who believe first and prove it through action. Challenges are not signs that you should stop. They are tests designed to measure how deeply you believe in what you're pursuing. Anyone can feel confident when things are going smoothly, but true belief reveals itself when everything seems to be going against you. It's in the moments of doubt, resistance, and failure that your commitment is tested. If your belief is shallow, you'll retreat at the first obstacle. But if it is rooted deeply within you, you will find a way to keep going even when the path is unclear. Every dream worth pursuing comes with adversity. You will face criticism, setbacks, and moments of exhaustion. People may question your choices. Circumstances may seem unfair. But these challenges are not there to stop you. They exist to refine you. They force you to dig deeper, to become more focused, and to reaffirm your commitment. In that sense, challenges are not your enemy. They are part of the process of transformation. They reveal whether you are merely interested in success or truly committed to it. The stronger your belief, the more resilient you become. When you believe in what you're doing, failure becomes feedback rather than obstacles become problems to solve, not reasons to quit. Instead of losing momentum, you gain strength through each trial, knowing that persistence is part of the journey. People who succeed are not those who never fall. They are the ones who keep getting up because their belief is stronger than their fear. If you want to accomplish something meaningful, expect to be tested. And when you are, don't shrink back. Let those moments remind you why you started. Let them sharpen your focus and deepen your resolve, because every challenge you overcome becomes proof, not just to the world, but to yourself, that your belief is real. The word impossible is often nothing more than a reflection of someone else's limited vision. It is a boundary drawn by fear, not by truth. Many people live their lives confined within invisible walls, walls built by doubt, rejection, failure, or the opinions of others. But the reality is, those walls can be torn down the moment you decide to believe in something greater. Change begins with a decision. You must choose to stop living by the limits handed to you and start defining what is possible for yourself. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable made that decision. They chose to act, not based on their current circumstances, but based on a vision of what could be. They refused to allow temporary limitations to define their permanent future. Instead of shrinking to fit the world around them, they expanded their belief to reshape it. You have the same ability. The moment you decide to believe in your power, your purpose, and your potential, you begin to change not just what you do, but who you are. Living beyond limits means no longer asking for permission to pursue your dreams. It means refusing to wait for the right time, the right resources, or the perfect plan. It means stepping out in faith and allowing your belief to guide your actions, even when the outcome is uncertain. And the more you do this, the more your belief will grow, because confidence is built through movement, not waiting. When you learn to believe as if anything is possible, your mindset changes. You stop playing small. You stop settling, and you begin living intentionally, boldly, and fearlessly. Everything great starts with a decision, and today, that decision can be yours. Choose to live without limits, and the world will begin to open in ways you never imagined.